This is from my grandmother, Karen Ann Luke McDonald. You remind me of a princess, actually. You know that because you have such a beautiful essence, or it's your smile, really, or experiencing your energy. You know, like playing with other children. You know, the child within us, right? We want to go have some fun together, right? In other words, we're lit on fire. Let's go create something together, right? But I was experiencing something when I walked in the kitchen a few minutes ago that I wanted to share, really sharing equally distributed throughout the entire cellular network of the entire universal and galactic template, right? When you go full sensory capacity, which is full cosmic level avatar, right? You know, I can hear the ecosphere, you know, the air compressor. Yeah, I'm hearing the air compressor. And so this goes back to childhood, and when I realized that because of what you're translating, you're mapping the terrain, right? You're mapping a fallen system, and there were a lot of things that I was experiencing as a child that, how do I put this? You have an aversion to, right? Which means I'm not supposed to experience that. So I knew as a 4-year-old child, when I had this up and running as fast as I can, I'm not supposed to experience any entropic programming. So I figure, you know what entropic programming is. I'm not supposed to experience anything feeding on my energy, ever. Which means running the purest eternal energy, experiencing pure eternal energy, breathing eternal energy. Like breathing, being an eternal star, breathing as an eternal star. Right? Because it means that if I'm feeding on you, I'm going to experience the loss of voltage in you, no matter what you are at the living cellular level. Whoa. That's what happens when you go full cosmic level avatar. Right? Because I have difficulty sometimes walking out on the grass. I'm sorry I walked on your grass and disturbed your peace. Right? So now we're looking at the torque speed differential between non-physical form and being in a physical form. Right? And that is a torque speed differential. Right? Between eternal fire, or if you will, the torque speed difference between 3 and 4, or the torque speed differential between a triangle and a tetrahedron. Yeah. And so the reason that I brought this up within myself was I was watching a video with Ashana Dion, was talking about souls, other souls and sentient beings like dogs, cats, horses, pigs, right? And I was thinking about, pigs. I remember, I think Buddha said, don't be eating pigs, because you know what pigs do, right? They're garbage disposals. So all the accretion levels of what they're processing through their computer, right? And then you're going to run those codes in your computer. And then of course, there's always spiritual torture, because she was mentioning about how there isn't really any difference, but there's a torque speed difference between eating plants and eating a cow, right? And of course, Robert O. Young brought that out about stem cells and what happens to meat when you're trying to process it through your computer, which is deadlight energy, right? Because the energy is not connected, just like grass. The grass is experiencing itself grounded in the mineral kingdom, right? So now all of a sudden you cut the grass and you eat the grass. Okay, so now you get into the difference between absorption, right, condensation, and transpiration of the breathing, and the speed at which you're going to consume what it once was, but it's not anymore, because now you're experiencing what it is now, which means it's been separated from the living light that we're now experiencing, which is going to be running at a lower speed of density, weight, and multi-dimensions. Yeah. So you can see when I'm at 4 years of age and I'm already translating this, what I had to do later in order to heal what I did before. Future, priest, past, back to the future, because you know what you are, which is pure energy. The purest light there is, which is the eternal spirit of fire. So when I lit myself on fire in 2016, now it's full sensory capability, right? So I'm experiencing the servers are running at higher and higher and higher rates of speeds because accretion levels are rising at a certain level of what? Healing, the miasma body, the shadow body network, interface, right? And particularly over the last couple of days with experiencing James Rink and his friend talking about what they had gone through and covering all of the programming elements, of all the different super soldier programs, what they were experiencing by virtue of how they're programmed, what it is that their soul and their spirit are running as codes to experience who they are through those codes as an atomic etheric matter state of consciousness being what they're experiencing, right? So now we're back into perfect balance, right, between what we are and what we're not, right? Between running slower forms of energy, right, and running higher forms of energy or higher consciousness, which is rising, vertical, which is ascending, because the speed of the atoms, which is the speed of the servers, means we're healing ourselves at a higher rate of speed through each other. Because all our cells are connected throughout the entire universal galactic codex. All our cellular memories, all our cellular memory recordings of everything that we've experienced being connected to each other at the cellular level. Right? So you got temporal space, and then you have the permanent Cosmina records. Cosmina Cosmaya. A Manu era. So this is one of the reasons why I like yesterday, okay? When I was growing up as a kid, okay, I was a very picky eater. But you can also understand from a different point of view and not wanting to be a grower, like what happened to Mama, running breeding experiments, Frankenstein, right? And how that all related to all the information, the data that came out through what? All the Voyager materials. Why we would choose to do certain things that we wouldn't otherwise do. Because when I was 4 years of age, I realized no way I can function in this place. Without what? Committing a violation. Whoa, really? Yeah. Which means I'm not supposed to consume another unit of energy in order to experience their energy in me. See how that works? Okay, which means I'm not supposed to need to eat any plants. I'm not supposed to need any of the rest of this stuff because everything that already exists within the universe that we're running on is already available to us. Which is what? The elementals. So we're communicating to the elementals, and the elementals are taking care of us by virtue of having the full command authority in which to do it. That's healing ourselves within ourselves by communicating with our DNA, which is the system that we're running, which is our soul and our spirit. Right? The love and joy that we have within us. That's one of the reasons I absolutely love Plum Village and watching that lady this morning when she talked about it's not out there. Everything that you see out there in your mirror is being generated by what we are within our own selves, our true selves. So when you're experiencing a state of love and joy within me, right, then you're experiencing the love and joy that I'm experiencing in me, you're experiencing in you. So now you get to knowing the torque speed differential between what we call the resistance. The resistance as a result of what? Speed. The speed differential, the torque speed differential, and the rate of speed in which we're doing what? Clearing the shadow body network. It's a network. Network DNA. Right? So we have spirits. Fallen spirits, rising spirits. Fallen stars, rising stars. Right? Between compression and expansion of breathing love. Have a beautiful day. We love you all. Take care of yourselves. Thanks you, James Rink.